Welcome. This is Crime Queen, and if you're watching for the first time, this is the channel where we get excited about love. This is where we ignite that which dwells from within us, that which comes alive, makes us smile, makes us laugh. Hence, we say the crimson light is life. And just to remind you that when we smile, we are operating from that 22 frequency, that master number, the master number, which is what Christ was about. Of course, this reflects in Luke chapter 22 of the Holy Bible, verses 11 thereabout. Of course, another master number. So yes, I've got something about master numbers. I love master numbers. Okay, so I remember it's been a little while that I done a presentation, and it's probably well, anyhow, that presentation was really talking about how we ought to observe the signs around us. Of course, right now I'm saying this, one needs to be prepared to be able to acknowledge those signs. You know, it's all right saying you want your third eye open, but I'll tell you that when they're open, the world never looks the same to you anymore. It is very difficult to relate to the world, your world, our world on the same frequency, on the same par. No, it's just not possible. And that is what I have been experiencing. Now, I felt that way since I had published the Crimson Light Volume 1 and 2. But since I have been doing the presentations, and of course, I had done and messed around, and I've written lots of stuff on numerology. When I say written lots of stuff, I mean I have been playing with words and words, you know, all different words. That's what I do. I get fun from doing that. But there's something to be said from really engaging in that sort of reflection. And I'll say this, whenever you are watching something, it could be another face that you see, but when you are watching, you are engaging, you are in a W. Whether you're watching something you like or not, there is that aspect of that W that is being reflected back to you. Remember, you is still all of us. You. If you are watching me right now, you are watching you. You are listening to you. There is that part of you, and I hope that this you is being a very good positive impact upon you. Well, it certainly is like that for me. Although it may seem like I don't see your face now, but it is that belief that builds that representation, that image of that belief or whatever it is that I feel that someone else is sharing in or attending or listening or watching what I am doing. There you are still part of me. Hmm, mm, mm, mm. Isn't that delicious? I'm tasting you now. Okay, so some time ago, going back to that presentation, that I made that observation of looking at those symbols and signs, and I had watched one of the motivational movies. You get them sometimes, they're 10, they're packs of 50 or whatever it is, and one of my favorite personalities came on. In fact, it wasn't until that it seemed like accidentally clicked it, and because he's so wonderfully attractive, I thought I would leave it on, and there he was. Denzel Washington. Oh my. And then I was observing him. I mean, I had watched it before, and I say that before. But he was talking and rubbing on the ring. Don't know, things are falling today, but it's okay. Yeah, and was rubbing that ring finger, the ring finger. And men do that. And I was wondering, well, why do men do that? Of course, I could imagine there is a degree of comfort, but they are anchoring on that bond. They are activating that energy. They are revisiting, may not be so consciously doing that, but they are revisiting that moment, that all that energy, and it's like building that energy. And I thought, there is something. And it was in that presentation, excuse me, I've got to get this, I've done this before. Yes, it was in that presentation I was saying, yeah, it's a ring. And of course, we know about everything is in rings, and there's a whole lot of the rings and all sorts of rings. And I have also discovered some things about the rings because the it's are rings, rings on top of rings. Okay, so when I saw that, there was this big aha moment when I said, but what is in that ring? So what was in that ring? Was his finger. Now, when I said that, it kind of felt like something that I had to investigate, and I said that I would. So there I am now, sticking to my word. And I've already prepared. So the word finger, there is an eye. I love it now when there are eyes on things. Yes, it's paying attention. So finger. Well, it was one finger. Let's just say finger now. Let's just stick to finger. Right. So 9 and 5, 14, and 7, 22 and 5, 30, 22 and 5, 27. Oh, let's start again. I'm going okay, let's just do it like this. 10, and that's 15, so that's 25. 25 and 7, that's 32, and 9, that's 9, that's 41. Wow, that's incredible. That's really incredible. So that is really, oh wow. Why I'm saying this is incredible, you know, we've been sort of coming up with the number 14, which is the number of generation that Christ's descendant, the King David, Solomon, and those lot in the Old Testament. So, but 14, the mirror aspect of that 14, the generation, 1 and 4 is 5, which is the number of Christ. So we see when you are, and hence now it makes sense that when those two come together, because this is really making sense. So if he has his ring, which is number 5, on his finger, ring finger, we will get into the ring, and his spouse also has number 5, which is her ring finger. The 5 and 5 together becomes 10. That's how they become one. I mean, I don't mind people tell me things, but it's like, I'm like Thomas. I want to see. I want to know. I want to understand. Oh my. Now, isn't that delicious? Doesn't that make sense? Isn't that what we want to know? Of course, we know that all of those stories are written in ways that I've got to be kind of because I mean the scriptures in Proverbs, it tells you about, that's what wisdom is about, actually, to be mindful of what you say, when you say, how you say, and so on, and of course it's not really saying that you are being honest, but there is a time to be diplomatic. But in essence, what I am saying, that the scripture is written like a huge play. It is a huge play. The thing about it is, not only we are actors of this game, we are also the audience. Oh my. So this is perhaps where it is required to have that W in motion to understand the essence of what you are engaged in. So, I mean, I had not gone with the intention, yes, with the intention to just do the numerical value of finger, which I had not understood. That's where it was going to lead us. Now, if it were fingers, that means that it would be 11 and 11, 22. 2 and 2 would be, no, it would be 6 each. So 6 and 6, 12. And then that would be free. They didn't do it with the 6. Because the free would just get people to want to go their separate ways even quicker, I suppose, because they'd say, well, I just want freedom because free is freedom. And most people tend to think that they are really in a state of hostage when they get married. Well, I hope that brings some light. I hope that the fact that this 10 has transpired from each person, this is the math. Now, I believe in some way that Saint Matthew is with me when I'm doing my maths. I believe because he was a mathematician and he was a taxman. I'm hoping he'll still be around when I'm ready to do my tax. That is, it's going to be favorable. Well, why wouldn't it be? Okay. So, yes. But this is the thing. So there's the fingers. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's not really very nice fingers. So okay, thumb. This is the thumb. I'm not quite sure where I'm going with this, but it is in here. There's a ring. There's the band here. Let's hope she has better fingers than this. This is just to put Denzel Washington off with no wait. This is a joke. This is a joke. Yeah. Okay. So this is the ring. And so with the ring, let's do ring. We said we were going to do ring. R-I-N-G. So that is 9, 6, 5, and 7. So of course, I ought to remind you as well, if you are new to this channel, I've done a series of templates to help you understand how these numbers work. So just to say, for instance, ring, each letter of the alphabet, this is, well, I've rubbed it off on me. Okay, so we have 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is LUCDVM. So each letter of the alphabet is corresponding to a numerical value which transpires here. When we've added each row, we get a common denominator for each, or the denomination for each of these columns, which we have 369, 369, 369. We are using Revelation as part of our template, water as well, and now we have put intuition here. Of course, we don't know, and of course how intuition is, but intuition has made its presence felt, her presence felt very strongly today throughout my presentations. And of course, this is all deriving from sacrifice, which we feel is very prominent. In fact, it's catalyst, the catalyst in what we are doing here. Of course, reminding people to open the third eye. Let's just have other earrings here and just let's pop. Okay, so but that's the general idea. So back to finger, and we were doing ring. So we have 7. 7 comes from the Gypsy Journey, and 5 from the new column, and 6 from the ring would be 9. So we have two nines, 18 and 5, that is 23, and 7 is 30. 23 and 7, yes, is 30. So that gives us, aha, now this is all making sense. So we see again with the ring, with the ring hair and 1 hair, that means 3 and 1 is 4. That is whole. You can make me whole again. Okay, so that is whole. And 4 and 4 is 8. So the 2, when the 2 come together, again they become 8. Even Adam ate. It's all adding up. It's all adding up. I'm gonna touch on this again, but right now, let's, savor this. It's so delicious. I'm hoping that you're enjoying this. All right, if you like this presentation, like I am enjoying right now, let it permeate our senses. Let us be wise in what we are doing, thinking, and saying. Let us be mindful when we see the numbers. We see number 5 now. We know number 10, this is what it means, where what God has joined together. You see that 8 comes here, which equals to God as well. God. All right, OMG. Yes. Please click like, subscribe, comment, and of course, share. Because this is how we do it. We share to actualize in self-love. Stay blessed, stay bright, and stay ignited. Namaste. And spill over with love.